That's it. That's 49ers football. The Niners are currently up on the Jaguars 34-3 and about to score it again. It's such a blowout to the point that Fox Sports flipped the game to the Steelers and Browns game instead. Wow. Domination on all sides of the ball. Going into this game, I figured it was going to be a close game. I figured it was going to be a tight game. But San Francisco is clicking on all cylinders. Defensive line has finally stepped up. Defensive line, I believe, has 5 or 6 sacks total today. Nick Bosa and Chase Young on the strip sack. Defense, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries as well. The 49ers were able to recover the strip sack that Nick Bosa had. And then Ambry Thomas forced a fumble and took it all the way back for a touchdown. It was like an 80, 90-yard touchdown. That play should have standed. I believe it didn't stand because Talanoa Hufanga was touching Ambry Thomas while Hufanga was out of bounds. Pretty stupid call if you ask me. That should have been a touchdown for the Niners. But this is the 49ers team that I know of. This is the 49ers team that everybody knows of, and they are officially back. Screw the 3-game win streak. The 49ers are back. They put on a world-class domination today in Jacksonville. Debo, back and healthy, had that 25-yard touchdown run on the little pitch action from Brock Purdy. Took it to the crib. Debo's back. Trent Williams played very well and is back. This team is clicking on all cylinders right now. At least they did today. This is exactly what the 49ers needed to play like coming out of the bye week. Jacksonville hasn't played well at home all year. That's one thing that was kind of going to be interesting to see coming into this game. They haven't played well all year. In fact, Jacksonville's played much better on the road than they have at home. I didn't think it would be what it is now. Christian McCaffrey, though, is trying to get his 18th touchdown in a row. Currently, right now, I believe the 49ers are in the red zone. It's 2nd and goal. McCaffrey's trying to get his 18th consecutive touchdown to beat the franchise record for the Niners. It looks like they're going to throw him a screen. He's trying to get in. God, he's so close. We're at the 4-yard line now. But, again, this game's still going on. I mean, it's 34-3, but Fox Sports switched the game to the Browns and Ravens game because of how bad the score was. Big 49ers win. Like I said, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions. Fred Warner had an interception. Hufanga had an interception that was a tipped pass from, I believe, one of the Jacksonville running backs that resulted in the ball coming right into Hufanga's hands. For some reason, too, Hufanga always... Oh, McCaffrey stopped again. For some reason, though, the ball seems to always find Talanoa Hufanga. I don't know what it is, but the guy is a ball magnet. He had another interception today, of course, like I was just talking about. Bosa actually was on, had Trevor Lawrence under insane pressure. That's kind of what resulted in that interception thrown by Lawrence. Let's talk about Nick Bosa. I believe 2.5 or 3 sacks today. Bosa came alive. That is the Nick Bosa I know of. This 49ers team looked great today, man. It's finally good to see this team play at the level they are playing at. It looks like... Oh, man. McCaffrey. They just stopped him on 4th and goal. I don't know if McCaffrey is going to... Oh, that was a great ball. Better defense played. Looks like my Darius Williams on the coverage. Damn. McCaffrey could have had 18 right there. They were easily trying to get him 18 right there. They were running him with the ball almost every single down there, right there in the red zone. But, like I said, I mean, we can talk about all sides of the football today. The defensive line showed up. Like I said, I believe there were upwards of like 5, 6, 7 sacks total today. Chase Young's presence was felt. Javon Hargrave had a massive day. Again, he's kind of, I don't know if you can call him fully healthy. Of course, going into this game, Javon Hargrave was questionable with the knee injury. I guess the other day his knee ended up flaring up, so he was going into this game as questionable. Clearly that didn't matter, though, because he did suit up today for the 49ers, and he had a fantastic day. I believe 2 sacks as well for Javon Hargrave. So domination for this 49ers team on all sides of the ball. Massive win again. I mean, this is about the closest thing to a must-win game as you can possibly get. And the 49ers played their best football all season today. I think it's probably easy to say that they played their best football all season. The Giants game, Week 3 on Thursday night, was a pretty good game, but this team, this is what 49ers football is about. Stifling defensive play, turnovers on the defense, forced fumbles, interceptions, sacks. This is what 49ers football looks like, and it's good to know that they're finally back on the right track. Obviously, the physicality was there with Debo and Trent Williams being back. Great win for the Niners. It's looking like the final score will be 34-3. If the Niners get another stop here right on this 3rd and 5, it looks like that's probably going to do it. So, yeah, 31-point win for the 49ers. Just came into Duval County, absolutely beat the shit out of the Jags. It's going to be a fun plane ride home for the Niners. Obviously, that's a cross-country flight. That would have been a very long and depressing flight had they came in here and lost this game. But, again, I knew this 49ers team would bounce back. I knew this defensive play would improve, especially coming out of the bye week. Steve Wilks being on the sideline, that could be a notable difference that occurred today with the Niners defense. It seemed like he was definitely having more communication with the corners and the linebackers and things of that nature, so that's always good to see as well. I would expect Steve Wilks to honestly be on the sidelines for the remainder of the season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This 49ers defense played insanely well today with him being on the sideline. I can't see a situation where he goes back to the press box to call plays. If I'm him, I'm staying on the sideline for sure, without a doubt. But yeah, this team came to play today. It's finally good to see the 49ers get back in the win column. It's been some time since I could come on here and talk about a 49ers win. But, yeah, masterclass domination by the 49ers. They will improve to 6-3, and then, of course, next week they're going to be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But, yeah, and then, hey, Brock Purdy, the 66-yard pass to George Kittle for a touchdown, or I guess the 66-yard touchdown by Kittle. That might have just been Brock Purdy's best throw ever, at least since he's been on the Niners. There was one play in particular against Seattle in the divisional round last year where Brock Purdy, or I believe it was the wild card maybe, I think that was divisional round, but Brock Purdy twirled around under pressure, found an open Brandon Ayuk. It was a toe drag last year during this play in the Seattle game. Toe drag, and Brandon Ayuk dropped it. That was probably Brock Purdy's best play ever. Obviously, the play didn't count because Ayuk didn't end up catching the ball. But that throw by Brock Purdy today on that 66-yard touchdown to George Kittle was impressive. It was under pressure. He lobbed it up. It couldn't have been a perfect ball. Couldn't have been a more perfect ball thrown. George Kittle, hey, he was involved today even with Debo Samuel being back. I believe he had like 3 catches for 120-ish yards and a touchdown. So big day for Kittle. Big day for everybody. Everybody ate. Debo Samuel did very well in the run game. Had a couple catches here and there. Ayuk was playing well. This 49ers team, there wasn't a player on the 49ers that I think played well or played bad. John Feliciano filling in for Aaron Banks today played very well. It seems like Brock Purdy, he was under pressure a lot, but not a lot, but he was under pressure here and there. But I thought overall the 49ers defense, or the offensive line, played this Jacksonville defensive line fairly well. I think they won in terms of being physical, and that's why the 49ers, were able to. That's why Brock Purdy was able to, play so well today. Just good offensive line play, great defensive line play. I thought Charvarius Ward, there was a couple illegal contact penalties he had during this game, but I thought really overall Charvarius Ward played a decent game. Again, when San Francisco's pass rush is getting home it's going to make life so much easier for the corners in the secondary for San Francisco. When you have a stifling defensive line that plays like that, there's going to be opportunities for the secondary to make plays, and we've seen that today as well. So great team win by the Niners. It is looking like it'll be 34-3 final. It sucks McCaffrey couldn't get in there. It would have been his 18th straight touchdown. They tried, but he ties the franchise record at 17 consecutive touchdowns. It's been a while since I would have. Here's what I will say. If you would have told me coming into this game that the 49ers would have won 34-3 and Christian McCaffrey wouldn't have had a touchdown, I would have said you're lying. I would have said you're crazy. That it just doesn't make sense. But either way, Christian McCaffrey did have a hell of a game. Did it in the passing game. Did it in the rushing game. Again, that was one of the major keys going into this game was McCaffrey being able to get things done in the passing game, and he did. He did exactly that. So huge team win by the Niners. I'm not sure exactly what Brock Purdy's stat line was. I know he had 250-plus receiving yards. His completion percentage had to be over 60% or probably right at 60%. Had 3 total touchdowns to no picks. Brock Purdy played well. But again, I mean, the 49ers went up early. That's what they have to do. I mean, you start the game hot. I said during that halftime video I made, come out of halftime and keep your foot on the gas. We need to start scoring 7 points instead of 3 points in the second half, and they did that. They did exactly what was needed and executed to perfection. So massive win for the Niners. They improved to 6-3. Seems like we came out of this game fairly healthy as well. I know that Eric Armstead got banged up early in the game. It looked like an ankle injury or something like that, but it looked like he slipped. Eric Armstead ended up returning to the game, so that was nothing to kind of be concerned about. But big game for the Niners. It's officially over, so the Niners win at 34-3. Masterclass domination. The 49ers are back, and I'm here for it.